Hello, hello, visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. Welcome to our Momentum Monday. Today we are going live inside of our Facebook group, Abundant Entrepreneurs. Today is our episode 183. Let's talk about what you're looking for in this world. And today the answer is you are the answer. And so many of us, I would encourage you to comment under the video. Okay, either you are watching this live inside of our Facebook group or online from our replay from our YouTube channel. Feel free to comment. We always give feedback and have the interaction. Okay, it will be very interesting, and also we'll do the best benefits to yourself. And I want to ask you, what are you looking for in this world? What have you been looking for in this world, right? I recall myself since I was a little child, when I was still playing in the wilderness in southeast, let's say southwest part of China. I came from Sichuan province. I grew up there since from I was born till I before I went to the college. So till from 0 year old till I was 19. I stayed most of my childhood right there and my youth time there. So that place, I remember I was always, because that it's a small county. We were a small county. It's quite intimate kind of a town. Most people know each other, right? Parents know many other people, and we were surrounded by mountains, or you can call hills, right? Like that kind of a geography and rivers, a beautiful natural environment. But I still remember I clearly that I was an excellent student in the school. My parents barely need to worry about anything about me. I remember since before third grade, I was still quite a naughty kid and play around and sometimes even escaped the classes because the nature always had a big attraction to me, right? I would rather spend more time in the nature, play by the river, play in the mountains, and then go into the classes, right? So it's understandable. But I don't know why, since third grade, I clearly remember that. It's just like my brain, my consciousness opened up a new door, and I started to be interested in learning and reading books. And then I became like a very, very fun, a big fan into any kind of books I could find and could have set my hands on. And I was looking forward to looking at what is outside there. I guess because maybe I've already played enough in the nature, over those hills and river. I get a little bit bored. I was wondering, and in a small town, right? Not too much for me to explore anymore. And the books, very limited books. Especially, I remember that I loved to read books, but we had very limited resources during that time. We did not even have a library on that county, so I was eager to look for new things and reading books and explore this world. So during that time I was looking forward to going outside of those rivers. And what I was wondering, I was curious, right, is what was beyond those hills and rivers, right? What was the outside world look like? And during that time, because my parents occasionally, very occasionally, I remember once, maybe a few years, we went outside to take a long-term bus. I still remember those like a horrible long-term bus. It's like a few hours. If we need to go to, for example, a bigger city, the capital city of the province, we need to take 7 hours of bus. Nowadays, China is so developed, right? The train or the surprise train will only take maybe 2 hours for us to go to from the small county to the big capital province capital. But during that time, 6, 7, 8 hours, I forgot exactly the time. And also because all those kind of the detours and among those hills, right? I got very severe cut the bus sick. So it's horrible to me. I dare not. Whenever I thought about those like a gas smelling and the long tour to go to another city, right? I was quite afraid of that journey. But at the same time, once I get a time to explore outside, I knew that my small town is very small, and there was big cities outside there, right? Many things I was not familiar with. So I made that decision that I want to pursue bigger dream, even though it's quite vague. I just want to get out of my town to explore bigger world. I remember when I registered for the college, for what kind of colleges I want to go, right? My father encouraged me to go to the best college inside of our province. It's in that capital city. It's a very good college already. But I feel like, no, I want to even explore bigger world, right? So I registered for one. It's a very prestigious one. My top target, right? It's prestigious university, and just next to the capital city of China, Beijing. So I want to explore that area, right? The capital and the very prestigious and old history kind of a university. And my wish realized. So I went to that university, and then after I graduate, I went to Beijing to work for 80 years in the capital city, in the headquarters of the national bank. So it's quite. I knew that I made the right decision. So since then, step by step, I started to pursue bigger dreams, right? I wanted to explore the world, not just China. I want to explore the world. And eventually I came to the US, immigrated here, and get to know the world more, right? And like if I'm now based in New York, I get to explore a lot of part of the US. So the world is become like smaller to me, and especially now because of the internet, right? The internet is like almost like squeeze the world. It's like from this corner to another corner of the world is just like seconds, right? In seconds. Especially now we're doing a Facebook Live, and I'm super happy that inside of our abundant entrepreneurs group, we have people worldwide from hundreds of countries, actually, I would say, because we have thousands of members. I feel super happy that now with this kind of internet and platforms, social media, I'm so grateful that we can reach out to each other, right? We can connect with each other with our messages, with our values, with our inspirations. So it's a wonderful. So this is my personal brief journey about my exploration and how I have been pursuing. But at the same time, I want to ask you, what are you pursuing, right? In my heart now, I'm still like us. For so many years, I've been pursuing, for example, love, and now because the world has so many wars, right? Like regional wars, we're pursuing peace as well. And now inside of the U.S., because of the like a presidential election, and now because of division and two parties division, right? There's a lot of drama and traumas are going on every day, almost every day, and you have to, let's say, almost like um, uh, a little bit exclude yourself from those outside noises to not be negatively impacted, because every day on the social media, right, especially on X, I know that Twitter X, there's a lot of traumas going on every day. So like a peace, now we pursue peace, not just worldwide, but also inside of our countries as well, right? And some of you, maybe if you are really unfortunate in those like war areas, right, very extremely conflicted areas, you are pursuing peace, like very exactly the peace. That may be your number one, the safety, personal safety, right? Your family safety. And like then for many of us entrepreneurs, we pursue what? We want to be successful, right? We want to have we have our business, we want to serve a lot of people, we want to be successful, and then many people want that kind of reputation or impact, right? And that kind of, because so many people, and psychology had a research said that so many people, even though they pursue materials, actually many people are not actually just pursue materials. For example, some people love beautiful houses and fancy cars, like luxurious stuff, right? And like ladies luxurious accessories, and something like with those branding, those luxurious brands, and on, for example, on the purses and Gucci or like a Coach, or those kind of brands that want let people see that. It's not. And then psychologically interestingly, I found that answer is like not just because people really just want to pursue let's say materials, or even not just want to let people see their high ends. It's actually more from a like deep down their desire. That's like a born desire, wants to be known, wants to be recognized, want to be remembered. That kind of actually is connected with our value. And because many people, majority of people, they do not know how to express their values, so they want to depend on other like external materials to express their value. Like for example, expensive or luxurious stuff, or some people they love arts, but actually they want to connect to those like very expensive arts. Majority of people could not even like how to say appreciate that kind of arts, right? I know in art world that's another story. And something people say, oh, this is a huge like a very super expensive, but many others said, oh, what, it's just like a square, it's just like a circle, it's just like one color, so, something like that, right? But it could be very super expensive. So people want to have all those, want to have that kind of occupancy, occupying something to expand themselves, to make people feel they they have that kind of appreciation, they have that kind of a like ranking, or they have that kind of a like material, or that kind of things that they occupy to make themselves to be recognized, to be remembered, to be whatever, to be acknowledged. Everybody has that kind of a deep inside desire to be remembered, to be known, and to have that kind of value. Either maybe it's not right way, or the wrong way or right way, right? People want to be remembered by this world. Nobody wants to, not really, nobody wants to be atmosphere, right? How to pronounce that word? Anonymous, anonymous, right? Everybody really wants to be. I know even those introvert, sounds like those introvert, they do not want to be recognized. They want to hide themselves. It's just because of their fear or their shyness, right? The fear of to be like there to be, like for example, do the public speaking or showing up, right? Or they want to hide themselves. But inside their heart, they still want to have, for example, they want friendship, they want people circle, they still want a few good friends, right? And they want friendship to be, let's say, to be recognized, and also to help friends and different occasions, so that they could be recognized with their own value. So we all have a different scale of that desire to be known, okay, to feel that we are valuable, to contributable to this world. And many of my coaching clients, whenever we do for example, we do the discovering about the purpose, and their immediate answer is always like they want to help somebody, right? They want to help other people as many as they can. So that's our born desire. That's a great, actually great design. Thank God that so we will actually be helpful to each other, so we could coexist in this society. We can like evolve and develop together, right? So that's wonderful. But at the same time, how many? Please comment under video. Let me know, right? What have you been pursuing the most? Either is like we said, peace, love, success, reputation, and wealth, right? Many people are now in this world pursuing, even like presidents. They want to become a president. They want to have that influence and impact. They want to have more people to vote for them. They need money, right? Everybody's now, it's like around me is like talking about money, wealth, everything, right? Investment, growth, all this kind of wealth related topic. So what are your top pursuing through all the time, and now you can share under the video? And what have you found? I'm just curious, right? What have you found? What are you satisfied with so far in your life? And what else are you still looking for in the world? So today we're talking about what's most important thing. What's a critical answer actually? After years of pursuing, so many years, dozens of years, I would say, since I was like third grader, right? Like in elementary school, have been pursuing all these things. I would say, I would acknowledge that those things are beautiful things, including wealth, right? Including money, including materials. They are great things, because we all want our life to live in a better condition, in a better situation, have more beautiful things in our life, right? But more and more I found all those things through all these years, right? Even like for example, the most basic one, family is something like we take granted at the beginning. For example, when we were a child, we would take granted of our parents, right? Our father, our mother, our family, my sister, or your sister, brothers, right? If you have siblings, we take granted. But once I lost my father, first it's like literally lost him. He divorced my mother and found another younger woman. They got married, and another woman brought in a young daughter. So my father, after he sent me, like I'm the second daughter, right? My sister has already like graduated to go to work, and I was going to the college. So my father felt like he's a very great father, and he loved us with all his heart. But then he found his empty nest, and he could not also face the single time with my mom, because sometimes they quarrel, and they were not mature as well. During that time, there was no psychology counseling. Even today in China, there's not much such kind of resources, right, to help people to deal with their marriage issues and relationship issues. So my father divorced and married with another woman with a young child. And I felt like almost like immediately I lost my father. His heart is not with us anymore. He poured his heart with another, his new marriage and a new one, another child from that woman. So through the years, and because that woman is also not very well person, it's a very selfish person, and so through all this, like the rest 30 years, almost like 30 years, yeah, 30 years, we were barely like connected anymore with my father. Whenever we visited him, he's always like try to please another woman. Also he's still very kind to us, but still like it's not so close. You know what I'm talking about, right? If you some of you had parents divorced, you may understand that. It's just like you immediately lost your father, you lost your family, your original family, and it's broken. So, and thank God I still have my mom. She's very like she's vulnerable, and she's a very loving mother, and I thank God for that. And my father is actually, I know he's a very kind person, but because of that, the second marriage, unfortunately our original family is like separated. And till the very last year, till the very end of his life, I went to the hospital to take care of him about 1 month, and that's the last time we were bonding. But still, because like a Chinese man, they are not good for communication. They could not fully express their emotions, so we did not have that much to talk. Just like except the like taking care of him, about the living part and about the physical health issues, right? But I did feel like great is like I had that opportunity the last time to take care of my father, to have that very rare time. I took some video, very short video. He spoke some, he shared his like sorry, feel like pity and regret, not really regret, I would say that pity and sorry about us in his way. I could understand that part, and I appreciate that time. But it's just like the family. I want to say it's like the family, whatever you want to pursue, sometimes could leave you when you are not fully appreciate, or even though you really appreciate, but still you could not hold it all the time. Even though you may have the like a complete family, thank God for that kind of blessing, but we all have to face that time. Our parents will pass away, right? Well, when they get old, their physical condition will like decline, and they will suffer from the health issues, and they will go to hospital with the doctors, and eventually they will leave us. So it's very painful separation from this world. And another thing is like we all pursue love, beautiful love. I had that wonderful like a heavenly love experience. But then like all the lovers, some of you may be lucky, but very few, I have to say, very few compared with majority of people, because we know that divorce rate could be over 50, right? Especially in some countries, like in the US, the more developed countries, the divorce rate is higher. And I had a beautiful love. But then when we become like older time, that kind of a love could fade, and another person could change. You could never guarantee that your love and your lover will never change, right? So that's out of control. And what else? For example, well, health. When we get older, even though no matter how much you really you earlier when you were young, right, you were healthy, and you could get like how to say not so healthy, right? You could face health challenge, especially nowadays people are busy, and there are so many processed foods to choose, and like fast food, right? And people could their health could be negatively impacted. So all this kind of trend, let's say, and this part, right? Of course, you can still pay attention, but so many people are so busy and they're not paying that much of their health, and so many people have their unhealthy signs, but they are still carrying on, not paying enough attention. And let's say what else? Reputation. Even though you are doing your best, you are giving, you are loving, you are caring, you whatever, right? You are contributing so much, sometimes you can still have unsatisfied people, and whatever reason, you never sometimes you never know, they could give you negative feedback, or never sometimes they never share with you, and they could be unsatisfied with you, or sometimes even including like say envy, enviousness, right? And it could be some other things, they are unsatisfied with you, and then your reputation could be, and you could have a misunderstanding, right? Sometimes the communication or other things, people have a misunderstanding of you, and they could have a like wrong impression and wrong conclusion of you, and misunderstanding and miscommunication, everything, and your reputation could be badly impacted. I remember, especially those influencers, they always have very interesting. They always have like a positive feedback and also have a negative feedback. You can never like people say, you can never satisfy everybody. If you dream of satisfying everyone and everyone to say good words of you, that's quite like how to say unrealistic, right? So and then wealth, so many people are pursuing wealth, right? Money, and you can always have unsatisfied part. For example, you can always for example in our entrepreneurship, you can always feel like you are small, and there are so many competitions out there, and compare with another like speaker, maybe you're not good enough, and those successful ones, you are not good enough, right? You could have that kind of a sabotaging to yourself, and how much money is good enough. And even though you are doing investment, you still feel like you're lacking of money, right? You want the next level. And so there's like our human beings biggest challenge actually is our unlimited desires. It's like I remember when since I was third, like just a third grade, right? I know that I have a big desire to go outside, but good. One thing is like desires are great, because desires are like inner motivations to drive us to move forward. If you do not have desires anymore, that will be horrible, because that will be like walking dead, walking in this world. What if you do not have desire or dreams or hope, then things like that, right? So, and another thing is like, yeah, uh, desire is good, but too much desires, and that could burn you inside, because you could envy this and admire that, and then you feel like inside of you are have that conflict, so you could sabotage yourself, judge yourself, like you're not good enough, right? Then every day you could have a lot of like a psychology or like scientists give that kind of a result. They said over 90% of our thinking, neuroscientists by the way, over 90% of our thinking is actually repeating the previous days and is negative, right? Think about how much positive things we're thinking. So all these challenges. And also another side is let's say what else we are pursuing, all these kind of things, good things, right? We're pursuing if our desires are great on one hand, but another side is like if we don't know how to master our desires and attain it, and we could be very like if you do not have that kind of gratitude, right, and satisfaction, you could be very unsatisfied of your life, and every day you could have repeat that 90% of the activity, right? So for all those kind of pursuit, I would say it's good, but at the same time you should know you need to have another balance, right? Another balance is actually the answer to all those things you are pursuing. Like it's great, but the answer is actually instead of pursuing outside, instead of just looking for answers, including like by the way, the faith. I want to talk about faith is very super important in our life as well. I remember when I was pursuing, in even in China, I actually was Baptist in an underground church. They call it underground church because it's not officially admitted by the government, because government does not want you to really have that much kind of a religion things, right? There's a limit to those official ones, and the official ones are quite a doctrine, not very interesting. So there were many underground churches in just like family churches, right? Especially in Beijing, because Beijing is more like a in that kind of stage, like open to outside, but at the same time it's like it's being limited by the governance. So I was baptized by the like Christian family church. It's just like a family church. It's a very small family church with dozens of people. Every week, Sunday, we went to that pastor's home to listen to his preach. And they also have a guest like visiting us from, like, for example, Korea, from US, from even from South Africa. So that's a quite a great journey actually for me. But through all these years, after I came to the US, I also visited different churches, including Christian churches. I remember for quite some years, I brought my kids to go to the Sunday church every weekend, very, very like loyally, right, to go to church. But till gradually, like till now, I still have a strong faith. I would say even stronger faith than before, but it's not religious anymore. I know I get to that stage, like I have my strong faith, but I'm now like a compassionate to all different kind of religions and respect different religions, and especially those true ones, right? I know there's some misleading ones going too extremely and can cause like suicide or bombing or how to say like violence. That's not good religion, right? But I respect all those good religions that is teaching people to be compassionate and to be like to love your neighbors, to respect each other, right, to have the peace. And I love that kind of religions, but now I have my faith. So when you are pursuing all these things from outside world, including religion, actually including faith, if you think that only by going to the temple, going to the church, you can have that faith, right, you can find that kind of beliefs, and that's actually also like pursuing outside all these kind of outside things, including love, including peace, including like reputation, your friendship, your wealth, and your faith, everything, and your success. If you pursue all this outside there, I would say that you will eventually, sooner or later, you will always find like dissatisfaction, frustration, and like failure, and that kind of out of things out of your control. Yeah, we all had that, right? Let me know if you had that kind of experience. You feel like a majority of the time, if you pursue things outside of you, things are out of your control. For example, our love, our family, our members could leave you. Your best used to be your, even you think it's a soulmates, and your lovers could someday betray you, and it's all out of your control. And we will become miserable if we are depending our happiness and our success on those outside conditions, outside the resource, outside the people. We're always, no exception, I would say. You can let me know if you feel like you depend on other people, you always get satisfied, you always like fulfilled your desire. Let me know, okay? I would admire you, I would learn from you. But as from what I learned from all this kind of, including our mentors, the best mentors like Tony Robbins, like for example, Louis Hill's, like Mel Robbins, all those kind of great teachers, including like Oprah Winfrey, right? All these great teachers they share with you. And especially now, I watched quite some YouTube channels. They interview those neuroscientists, psychologists, all those people, right? They learn because they share the common message is like the most important thing is here, and it's here. Your mind, your heart, everything is actually, the world is within you. The universe is within you. If you pursue your answer, your desires outside, you will always find dissatisfaction and also frustration. And you will feel yourself like this world, what's the meaning? At some point, right? When you have so many like bumped into so many walls and frustrations and failures, you will ask yourself, what is this point? What's this meaning, right? To find those things, because you get so many disappointments. But eventually, then I found, well, I'm still pursuing those things. I ask myself, right? I'm still pursuing love, peace, success, wealth, like friendship, reputation, everything, those things, right? I found the answer where? Eventually, I found this echo inside myself. I said, what's the point? What's the meaning of those? Are those things useless? Are those things like pointless? But I found I heard the echo from myself. Those things matters, including my faith, right? I have the faith, I have the love, I have the friendship, I have the belief, I have the like success, I have the wealth, all inside myself. Even though you cannot like see it, touch it, it's not like a physically. For example, this phone I can touch it, this pen I can touch it, but they are there. Those values, those great beautiful things, they are there. They exist in kind of like atoms, like in another quantum world, right? They exist in that kind of energy. They exist in our mind. They exist in our heart. So when I look inside myself, when I get disappointed from outside the world, right? I get like, for example, I was betrayed by my love. I was like discarded by my father. I was like discarded by my friends. All these kind of things, right? And then I found those things, what I'm pursuing, I've been pursuing all these years, dozens of years, all my life, they exist inside of me. How could I say that they do not exist anymore? How could I say that it's a waste of my life, waste my time to pursue them anymore? They are right there. They're like that most precious kind of a flower. I know in China, I forgot the name. I know the Chinese name, but I don't know how to describe it in an English name. It's like that kind of a flower. They're almost like only in the snowing, very like a Himalayas kind of like a Everest, right? Like a mountain Everest kind of area. That kind of condition they can blossom, or maybe once a few years. That kind of precious stuff. And even more precious in our heart, those beautiful things we've been pursuing. We thought they are dead outside of in this world, right? In that world, and like all inside of our like our environment, but they are still there, inside of our mind, inside of our heart, inside of our soul. I would say in our spirit, they exist. We can feel it. We can have that desire to touch it, and it's not. Even though you are most desperate and they are not gone, they are there, always following with us. So it's like you do not need to go to a temple to pursue God. You do not need to go outside the world to pursue God. God is inside of us. If you want to describe in God, or you want to describe it in another word, either like a universal intelligence or the truth, whatever you describe that kind of beautiful truth and intelligence, wisdom, and in my word, I would call abundance, is inside of us, including love, including the success, including the wealth, including the friendship, including the peace, right? Including all the beautiful things you want to pursue in this world. It's all inside of us already. All right. So today we want to talk about, it's like you are the answer. You've been pursuing in this world everywhere to look for the things, look for love, look for wealth, for all these answers, friendship, everything like that. It's already inside of you, and you have abundant resource to give. If you are not satisfied with the world, like we said, be the answer that be the be the things you want to look for in this world, right? For example, be the love, or be what you want to see in this world. So if you want to find more love, be the love. If you want to find more success inside of yourself, be the abundant success inside of yourself so that you can give. Be if you are looking for pure, loyal friendship, be that friend to other people. If you want looking for, like say, beauty, not just physical beauty, but inside beauty as well. So be that beauty inside and outside so that you can influence other people around you. So be what you want to see in this world and give your abundance. So when you can focus more on yourself, because that's the only thing you can control in this world, right? And I would say, I ask the questions like, what's the number one skill you need to learn in this whole world? It's not even computer science or AI. Okay, it's not even just like a social media or internet, how to use those things. It's not even how to make money. It's not even like a coaching skills, right, or entrepreneur skills. All those other skills are very important, including knowledge the students are learning inside of the schools or even in the college. Right now college is so expensive and people are learning knowledge. Those things are all important, but the number one skill you should always learn and put your heart, your soul, your mind, and your most time to learn is actually, the answer is what? Feel free to put in the comment. I want to know if you know the answer already. You can pause this video, type the answer in under the video. Let us see if you know the answer already. Don't worry about that. You can guess. You can have multiple choices. And I would wish that you make the right one. Maybe not the only one answer, right? But overall, I would say the number one skill you need to learn, no matter what you have in this world or do not have in this world. Maybe you feel like you have nothing. Sometimes, many times actually, I felt that way. When I lost my love, I felt like I'm worthless. I felt like I had nothing in this world, right? I had almost like no love, no money, nothing. Even though I still had something, right? But we ignore that. When you pursue something super important for you so much, and without that thing, you would think that you have nothing in this whole world. We all have that time, right? We all have that time, maybe. So, what is the number one skill you need to learn in this world? The most important thing. Even maybe you think you have nothing. The most important thing is love yourself. Love yourself and love yourself. Love yourself the most. That is the number one skill we need to all learn in this world. The school may not teach you, okay? Through all these years, as I feel, the school did not really emphasize any part of that, especially the right way to love yourself. They do encourage you to have that confidence. They do encourage you to learn all this knowledge, right? Pursuing pursuing higher education, pursuing like a higher position in like a company, how to pursue a higher ladder in this world, I would say. But they did not really clearly teach you how to love yourself. For example, Harvard, almost number one university, right? Harvard or Princeton or those kind of thing, Stanford, those top universities. They may teach you how to become so competitive, become the high earner, become high positioned, whatever, like excellent students and person to pursue high end kind of a career in this world or reputation in this world, right? But they did not really teach you. They boast how much those students can spend time in research in the library. It's crazy. I read some articles talking about, like, for example, Harvard students. Some of them stayed almost like overnight, right, in the libraries. They compete with that. Whoever can stay longer time in the library, turn the light on and keep starting. Whoever can like consume themselves the longer. And even some students, when they get out of the library, they were sleeping on the, let's say, around the garden on the bench. That kind of a teaching or that kind of atmosphere. No wonder my daughter went to like a Harvard summer school. She enjoyed there, but she also said she does not want to in the future go to Harvard, or maybe she could not even qualify to go to Harvard, right, with that kind of academic requirement. But she said that she does not want to be that kind of a competitive, because that environment, those including those like top companies, for example, Elon Musk company. Do you want to work there? Oh my God. Even though they give me money, I would not work there at all. X, right? His X or his SpaceX or his what's that? Tesla. Even though they give me money, I will not work there because it's like suiciding. You're giving money. They are giving you money to exchange your life basically. So I know schools, almost no schools or most companies, because they want to get your best performance and your best contribution. Nobody would like teach you how to best love yourself. You can only learn that maybe through your coaches, through people like us, right? Like through the like persons who have that kind of get that kind of epiphany of what is true abundance. To share with you this message, I hope today this inspire you. Let me know what is your inspiration, right? So how to love yourself and love yourself the most. And I remember I supported my daughter. We had this like a goodbye eczema because she suffered almost like 2 or 3 years through eczema, very like a severe kind of a skin condition because the immune system reacting to inflammation, right? So or like triggers all those kind of allergen things. So the over inflammation of the body condition caused the skin has like a red patches and itching and so horribly suffering. She suffered that for over 2 years. Gosh, through the pandemic. And after we discovered all those kind of holistic ways, because we tried Western, Eastern, is first is the Western medicines, all those steroids and like then herbs and acupuncture, all the things we tried did not work that much. And eventually we started to depend on ourselves. The most important message I taught her is how to love herself the most. Love herself, believe in herself, because during that journey, she lost her self love. She was suffering. She was like hopeless, like that kind of situation. So that's a re-empowering process. How to believe in yourself more, how to love yourself, how to care yourself more. Even though the outside conditions were not working, even though doctors could not save you, right? How you can save yourself in that kind of situation. And so use a holistic ways, use a lifestyle changes from all this. Then we summarize the 7 areas, right? From your, for example, from your mind, your spirit. This is the most important part. It's the number one part, how to empower yourself, love yourself again, and believe in yourself, right? And believing that you are the master of your health and your life, and take that control back. That's the most important thing. And also have that faith in God, in the truth, in the beautiful things that your life can still be great by your efforts, right? So that kind of thing is also like, for example, even the National Eczema Association, they were talking about, eczema is not healable. And I encouraged my daughter to change her mindset. It's don't believe in those so-called experts. Eczema is healable. Even cancer could be healed. Asthma could be healed. It's just like a cold. Once you get a cold, it can still like change your lifestyle, change your improve your immune system, right? To heal yourself. So take that as like an eczema as well. So after she changed her mindset, everything become possible. And then it's like other areas, including your nutrition and your food and your skincare and your, like say, exercise and your environment, your other areas I remember is about your sleep as well, and then integrating everything together. So those 7 areas. And then she launched her, by the way, she launched her Goodbye Eczema community and project. She helped many people who were suffering as well. We shared the challenge from 7 days challenge to 60-day challenge. We have the Facebook group, Goodbye Eczema. She now also expand that to be like on Instagram, also on WeChat as well, to help both English speaking and also Chinese speaking audience. So this is just one example of how we can empower ourselves, learn the skill to love yourself. Okay, including other part, for example, love. Then I just talked about the health part, right? For about love yourself the most. Even though after you lost your loved ones, after you even though maybe betrayed you, how you can still find your own worth and love yourself without condition, abundantly love yourself. And at the same time, love other people, forgive them, unconditionally forgive. And that is a complete love. Okay, you do not just love yourself, you want to love other people as well, including your so-called enemies, right? The people who hurt you, betrayed you, whatever. So you can still forgive them and love them unconditionally. And that's a complete love. And for example, for success and how you define your success in a better way. We talked about this in a previous episode. And then about wealth. What is true wealth? Wealth is not just money. It's not just material. How about the other wealth? How you are contributing to this world, right? Eventually, you like earlier we mentioned about, you want to have that recognition. You want to have that contribution. You want that people to really get the values your life can bring. So that is a complete wealth. The wealth, including your health, including your love, including your all the things, the values you are contributing. That kind of wealth, right? And also, by your own efforts, even though you cannot control other people, you can still keep adding your own efforts. Like Tony Robbins said, you set your mind and then you put massive actions to fulfill, to achieve your goals. And that's always in your own control. Whatever you desire, you clarify your vision, clarify your goals, set up your goals, and then put massive actions to pursue it. And that's the really responsible, abundant way. And at the same time, very important how you can be always grateful. Always be grateful, whatever stage you are, and whichever a level you are in your life, how much you've already accomplished your dreams and your goals, right? If you can always have gratitude, appreciation for whatever you've already gained, for whatever you've already the efforts. Sometimes majority time actually our efforts may not necessarily get results, but if you appreciate even your efforts, appreciate whatever positive feedback people may give to you, or whatever even tiny bit, right, positive things in the universe, then your heart will be filled with abundance. And that is today we want to talk with you about. You are the answer. Whatever you are looking for in this world, you are the ultimate answer. And the number one skill you need to learn every day is how to love yourself the most, including, for example, including learning every day, including the growing, right? How to enrich yourself through the learning, through the different resources. And like Tony Robbins would say, guard your mind from those negative things, and at the same time how to intake more positive things, right? And how to, like we said, the health part, how to pay more attention. For example, every day you want to have at least 1 hour to take care of yourself, 1 hour to have, for example, including meditation, including exercises, including yourself, to put in yourself into the positive environment. Create that environment for yourself. If you cannot find an immediate positive environment, you are the creator. Believe in that part. You are an abundant creator. No matter what kind of environment, challenging environment you may be in now, you can always change your environment. First from here, from your mind, from your heart. Remember, I forgot the name, the person who is in an extremely the war situation, being prosecuted, right? And they can still create that kind of inner environment inside of themselves to protect themselves, to always focus on their faith, focus on the positive things. And that's the abundance I'm talking about. No matter what kind of outside world, the negativities and even traumas and very harsh, brutal environment you may face. But if you focus on yourself, love yourself, have that faith, build yourself. Okay, you are the creator and the builder. Build yourself. Through all these 15 years of abundance coaching, I felt like my number one product, the best satisfied one, is myself. I build myself. Like Tony Robbins said, he built Tony Robbins. I am proud here to see that I built Spring Zheng, the person I am loving, the person I am believing in, and the person I have the trust that I know that I'm the blessing of the world. I know that I'm destined for greatness. So I hope today's message inspired you. And please feel free comment under our video. Let us know what is your inspiration. We would love to grow together with you. Love to encourage each other to love ourselves more. Okay, love yourself more. Become the person who love yourself the most in this world. Okay, and trust yourself, believe in yourself, and let's grow together. And whatever you want to pursue, not just inside of the world and also inside of yourself. If you need support, feel free to reach out to us and contact us. We are always here to support your abundant self. Okay, because only when you become the master, become the builder, become the creator of your life, and only till that time, you will achieve whatever you want pursue in this world. We have that faith in you. All right, so thank you so much. And again, we will have this Thursday master class to teach you how to launch your profitable and impactful online business, and at the same time to stand up and also stand out as confident expert and thought leader to impact more lives. We'll see you there. Okay, find the link inside of our post. Thank you. Have a great momentum Monday and also the rest of your week. See you soon. Bye bye.